So for the third part of the squat video series, I'm going to bring you through some basic pre-squat stuff that you need to get going with. And that's basically mobilizing and activating properly. So the biggest takeaway from this video is going to be try to make a change in the position you're going to work. So there's no point in doing something that doesn't translate to what you're going to do. So with the squat, we're going to work in the positions we're going to be within the squat. So first off, that's going to start off with some basic rolling and basic mobility work. And with this one, we're just going to pick one, maybe two, sometimes areas before your workout and spend 5 minutes on it. From there, then we'll go to our mobilization work and then straight into our squats. So we'll make sure our hips are opened up properly, muscles are firing right, and if we can get a nicer squat pattern over time. And as well, you can use this for your off days as well, but this one is just going to be a pre-squat, quick breakthrough of how I go through and bring our clients through here as well, through the squat. So this first part, we're going to pick two basic exercises, we're going to run through them. First one is the base of the foot on a mobility ball, so tennis ball or cross ball, golf ball. You can use a sliotar if you have one, but again you can see here I'm just going slow and really hitting the base of the foot, making sure I'm covering the full base rather than just kind of rolling fast over it. So take your time and go slow with this one and get in deep, because most lads neglect this one big time. So with this, I'm going to spend about a minute on each foot, getting nice and deep and making sure they're activating properly rather than brushing over it for 20 seconds. And the second one, once that's on each foot, just for this moment, I'm going to work on the calf area. So basic calf rolling, again in your foam roller, is working on the calf, but let me show you a different one that I find better to get deeper into your calf. So for this one, you're just clamping back the roller and sitting back slowly at your calf. And from here you can work on whatever trigger points you have. So from there you can ease out by rolling or pushing the roller side to side with this one. Spend about 5 minutes working on those two areas. Again, nothing overwhelming, just pick two. From now we're going to go into some stretching and mobilizing before we start. So again, remember with this one, we're trying to change our squat position to get us going forward. So for this one, squat to stance. Grabbing our toes, pulling ourselves down deep into the squat and really making sure that chest up, forcing the knees out the way to create space in your hips. Come back up the top, get the hamstrings going. Again, pull yourself down, chest up, and push the knees out, creating space in those hip capsules. For that, you can do that 10 reps at a time, and then we're going to go to a couch stretch, which I'm going to show you now. This is one you can actually do with a couch at home or do anywhere, because it is a serious mobility drill exercise and a serious stretch in general. So from here, you're keeping your abs locked down tight, but you're trying to thrust your hips kind of forward, rotate them up the way, and maintain a nice stretch down the front of your leg, the front of your hip flexors. For this one, pre-squat, we'll hang out for about 30 seconds in each leg, and we can go back into our squat to stance again and get one more round of these done before we go into our band work. So here's one of the band drills that I absolutely love. And for this one, you're getting it up high in your hip capsule, and again, have a look at the position you're in. You're in like at one, let's say one part of your squat here. This is like deep down your squat. And from here you can basically pulse up and down, like trying to imagine creating a circle with your knee. So pushing down with the knee, pushing out, and just creating space in this hip, making sure there's a lot of tension in that band, pulling that hip capsule out the way. So again, with that one you can spend 30 seconds on that one. And for the second one, we're going to go into what's called X-band walks, just to make sure we're activating everything, getting our glutes firing properly, getting our quads, everything going ready before our squat. So for this one, you're grabbing a green resistance band in this case, creating space against your feet, pushing the band out the way, turn it over deep into an X. Now from here, you go back to like this little hinge position and walk wide while keeping tension on the legs. So 10 step forward, 10 step back is an easy one we like to use here. But again, all you're doing is you're making sure everything is firing properly, and now you should be more mobile and ready to go into your squat. So again, you've gone through your rolling work at the start. You've gone through our couch stretch straight away after that and squat to stance. From here we mobilize our hips with a band. Again, while it's like down deep in the squat, and the X-band walks and just after activating everything else. In between that you can be doing your warm-up sets with either goblet squats or just with the bar to make sure again the nice pattern is going, grooving right. And with that as well, we do one last thing in between our working sets too, just to make sure your upper back is nice and free for having that bar in your back. And that last one in between your actual squat sets, so just band pull aparts again, just to activate the upper back to make sure it's firing properly. because these are ones you can do really nice and quick. So again, contract the shoulder blades together, bring them into just, make sure you keep tension on, and just do 20 quick reps basically. But again, that's to make sure you're getting properly warmed up, properly activated, properly mobilized for your squat. Give it a go the next time you squat, and I guarantee you, you'll feel not only stronger, but you'll feel a lot more smoother deep in your squat, because if you're lacking in mobility areas, you will not be able to squat effectively, which could lead to either injury or not getting lean or not building as much muscle as you could. So hopefully that was helpful. Give it a like, give it a share if you found it helpful, and if you know any lads that might find it better from this, or ladies, tag them below. Chat to you soon.